Alright, this set comes with two minifigures for the set. We have Ruben and Isabella Delgado, along with a micro dinosaur, the Aquilops, and its name is Dolores. So, starting with Isabella Delgado, her character is very fun so far, and I can tell it might be something enjoyable in the movie. She comes with this little swirl candy piece that most likely could be some sort of lure for the Aquilops. I do enjoy her shirt. It's very colorful, it's very vibrant, and it looks like something that a kid would wear, and it's definitely something that you could pull off and use in your city, or you can use in some sort of playground build, school build for any mocks with children. She comes with this new style backpack in a dark pink, and it looks very nice, something that she can most likely store these candies in, and possibly we'll see if the movie ties in her being able to put Dolores in there as well. I also do like that she has this friend's hair in black. I don't have any in that, so this might be a little bit more rare. There is her scared face. So overall, it's a pretty solid figure, and you do get the very short legs, the ones that do not move in that light blue. And here is Ruben Delgado. He has these jean shorts, I believe, that have the skin tone printing at the bottom. They do go around the sides, like we saw with Atwater in the Mosasaurus set, which is nice. They're a little bit off with the skin tone, but for the most part, if you're looking from a distance like I am, it doesn't really look too bad. If we zoom in here on his face, I love the mustache. That is something that looks very, very cool, and this can be used for a bunch of male figures in all types of westerns, or if you were doing movie accurate faces, this could probably line up with a couple. I like the stubble around the face as well, and the hair matches with what we've seen so far. There are creases going around his shirt, front and back, to show they're kind of in a rough situation where there's a lot of mobility. The only thing that I'm going to be looking for is in the movie if there's a different color with his shoes compared to his pants, because I do think it looks a little interesting. I don't know if I truly like how all the color matches in his pants there. So if it's different in the movie, then I'll be a little bit upset that they didn't change it down there. He comes with another flare gun that we saw in the Spinosaurus set, which is really nice, and you do get an extra one again, so you can get 4 total if you get the Spinosaurus set too. And he does have a scared face, and this is great when you do the river raft scene, or if they're escaping danger possibly later on in the movie with some other dinosaur. Alright, so solid 2 figures, and a baby dinosaur figure is also nice to get. And I talked about earlier how this one is a herbivore, which makes it unique. So that's a good start. This set comes with a new Raptor mold and a little off bill with the jungle ambush part there. So we'll go over the Raptor first. One thing I wanted to note before I even look at the design is the legs here. Okay, you can see those kind of stud stoppers right on the inside. These actually play a role in this figure. So if you compare it to the Atrociraptors that we saw, you also kind of have some sort of style with them, but their legs aren't solely closed here. Same thing with the Pyroraptor, you don't have them at all. So there is a reason that these are being pointed out. It's because they really help the figure stand. If you place the figure anywhere, you kind of feel a secure lock. It doesn't really wobble around when you place it down, which is really nice. That was something that I didn't really enjoy, is that the second I would turn around, if I bumped into one of these singular molded dinosaur pieces, it would fall right down. But since they had those stoppers at the feet there, they really make sure they're secured on plates. Okay, so here is the small build for its ambushing of the vehicle. Very, very simple mechanic is that you push on these slider pieces, and then they come into contact with these gears, and they rotate on those jumper pieces right there. And they do 2 clicks, and those 2 clicks push the leaves once and twice. So once and twice. And that exposes the Raptor. And the idea is that you put the Raptor on these 4x1s with the studs on opposite ends. Okay, and then you push it out, and then the Raptor kind of sneak attacks or jumps out of the foliage. I do like that they have one tree not the same size as the other. Small nitpick would be I would make like those plant leaves kind of rotate a little bit in opposite directions. That way it doesn't look like it's all neat and organized in this messy jungle here. You do get a little fern piece and a small leaf attached to the platform that the Raptor is standing on too, which is very nice. And it kind of blends in right there. You don't really see it. It's pretty well covered before you press the mechanic, which is pretty cool. It is in hiding in a sense where the characters would not possibly be able to see the Raptor if they were walking along and it wasn't making any noise or any commotion back there. So small mechanic, but I think it works, and I think it is nice for you to take any sort of other singular molded dinosaur piece, put it on there, and push them out as well. So it can be used across many different dinosaur themes as well. When actually looking at the Raptor, there isn't really a whole lot to discuss, and this has kind of been the problem with the one molded pieces. It does have some black stripes against this top gray layer, and the gray kind of blends into this dark tan as you get towards the legs and the thighs there. You have the claw pieces, but like a problem we saw with the T-Rex, the claw pieces are not molded. If you look at the Dilophosaurus, at least they were molded with that black paint. Okay, this one doesn't have any of that. So it seems like a skimp on the detail. The jaw also doesn't have any teeth recognized because it's all still one color. The eye looks nice. The blue around that eye looks nice too. But if you can tell, that's literally everything I could point out was just the color pattern and the eye, which is not really that great if you're selling a $40 set with a singular dinosaur in it. This should have some better detail than it does. So I don't like that I only can talk about two things and how the feet can connect to a plate. I would like a little bit more to be able to express how I like this dinosaur, but I don't. Here is the off-road vehicle for this set. One thing that I wanted to note at the start is that it is much bigger when you actually build it compared to what we saw in the images as well as the box art. So that's very nice. I'm going to start with something that I thought was very, very nice while building is that you can see two figures can fit in this car, as well as having them sit side by side, because they make sure to incorporate space in between the characters' seats, which allows them to both sit in there without a problem. So that was very nice. Let me take them out so you can see how spacious it is. Again, that's awesome to see that now I can fit two characters in here without having to worry about one constantly falling out. You have clips off to the side to hold accessories like the tranquilizer gun and the dart. Some very nice InGen stickers with the car's number. These aren't tough to put on, just take your time. It's on a 4x1 brick, so they'll be fine if you use the separator to kind of center it. You have a sticker in the front there for the control panel, and then you have a sticker on the back here for the car's number as well. There is a hitch for you to attach a trailer, which is nice. And this bed is very spacious as well, with some of these 2x4 jumper pieces where you can put this little radar that they gave you. And again, in all the sets I've seen so far, there is some sort of electronic indicator or info card about the dinosaur that goes with this set. That fits in nice and neat. I really like this light bar at the top of this truck for support. You do kind of have to pop it off for a second and then put it back on after you put the characters in their seats, because it can get a little bit annoying. It can get in the way. One thing that I will be looking at in the movie is if there is a bar that goes from the back all the way to connecting in the front. I would like if that would have been included in this truck. If it's not included in the vehicle model for the movie, then it doesn't matter. But if it does, then I would be a little disappointed, because they could have added clips where this smooth 1x6 tile is and just connected some of these same bars in a different color. But not a major deal. If we look at the front here, we do have these 4 headlights, which are very nice to shine in some of these dinosaurs' faces to get them distracted, to get them lured out. And then at the bottom, you'll see that this truck had a very big support piece to kind of get the framework going. It's kind of like I was building a junior set with how big this piece was to start it off. There's no plates or small bricks to get that started. It's all just one piece. Overall, I do enjoy this. It's a nice, strong, sturdy build, and I think it looks very nice and works well in a dense foliage tropical climate. So it moves nice, it looks nice with characters, and it would definitely be a vehicle that you would have a T-Rex or one of these carnivores that we've been given chasing down and trying to catch our characters. Here are the spare parts. You get a jaw for the Raptor, which is nice, although there's no teeth paint on it. But I always like to get spare jaws. If I have like duplicates, I change the jaws on them to kind of make them look a little bit different. You get an extra trank dart, and again, like I was talking about, you get an extra flare pistol and some just basic 1x1 plates and tiles. Alright, and so my final thoughts for this set is it worth getting? I would say yes. I wouldn't say right now. It was $39.99, which is pretty expensive when you start building and finalizing all the parts. Just to give you an idea, it took me 40 minutes to build this set, and it cost me $40. So if you do the math, it's $1 per minute building. And I thought about that, and I was like, wow, that's really not worth it. So I would wait until it goes on sale. You'll most likely be able to pick it up in a couple months, like $32, maybe even $30. It is really nice for the Equilops, the Jeep, the characters, and even I guess the new Raptor. I'm not really a whole big fan of the Raptor. That was probably the thing that set me off the most about this set. I like the Raptor's platform more than I actually like the Raptor. I just don't think it's worth the money for as much as you get here. To give you an idea, this is the set is 285 pieces. I believe the Dennis Nedry Jeep from the Jurassic Park one was like 211 pieces, and it was $20. Now this one does have another minifigure and a smaller dinosaur with it, but this is $20 extra. Now I know we're adjusting for inflation and everything, but it just still doesn't seem like a set that you should go out and spend retail value on. I would just wait if you're really wanting to pick this up. There's no rush. There's nothing crazy in here that you'll miss out on, okay? Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've bought this set and how it is, or if you plan on buying it in the future.